Thanks for tuning into the BoshNRoll channel. Liking the video and subscribing to the channel are free and easy for you, and they help me out a lot. If you want to go further with your support, Patreon and YouTube membership offer access to the BoshNRoll Discord community, early access to lists, written content, things like that. You can have me play your deck on the channel, and the highest tiers come with individual coaching sessions. If you use YouTube membership, you also get sweet badges and emotes integrated here into YouTube. You can support the channel while you shop at tcgplayer.com by using my affiliate link in the video description, and you can play any deck anytime by using a cardhoarder.com loan account on Magic Online. If you want to wear your support, check out the merch store. And of course, thanks for being here. Now let's go play some Magic. Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today, at the request of Patreon subscriber PJ Samich, I am playing Yorion Grixis in Legacy. As you know, if you've been following the channel, I've been kicking around with Grixis for a while, ever since Neon Dynasty gave us Hitotsugu Consumes All. It's a really cool tool for the Grixis deck. Played a bunch of different flavors, and this one is the most flavorful of all. This is Yorion Grixis. We get 20 more cards to play with, and what PJ Samich has decided to do with those 20 cards is add Dak Faden. Target player draws 2, discards 2, to go with Punishing Fire. Little Strifo pile inspiration here. There's, if you discard Punishing Fire with Dak and you can get it back, it's like Dak actually generates card advantage rather than just card selection. That's a way to break the parity there. If you have Hull Breacher or Narset in play, you can target your opponent with Dak. They draw 2 and discard 2. In the case of Narset, they draw 1, then discard 2. In the case of Hull Breacher, you get 2 treasures, then they discard 2. Lots of little overlap there. Since we're playing 6 Narset effects anyway, got a Day's Undoing in here. Why not? Got something to play to. The aforementioned Hitotsugu Consumes All is here. Only 3 of them in an 80 card deck. Lately, I have come to the conclusion that probably like 2 in the main deck of a 60 card deck makes sense. So we have 80 cards in this, 3 consumes. That seems like about the number that I'd want to play. This is a classic Snapcaster Mage style Grixis deck. There's only 2 in the 80 compared to 4 in a normal 60, and that's a nod to Hitotsugu Consumes All. You can't just have a handful of Snapcasters all the time. In like 2018 Grixis, all you ever wanted was Snapcaster Mage, but when you're nuking your own graveyard with regularity, it gets a lot worse. So hedge that one, just 2 copies of that. We also have Kroxa, Titan of Death's Hunger, competing for graveyard space. This is a sweet endgame card. I don't think I would want this in a main deck where I have Consume in a 60 card deck. But with all these cards to work with, I like having just kind of a couple goofballs in the deck, a couple fun of one-ofs to take over specific situations. The funnest of onest of all is Nicol Bolas Dragon God. Behold, blue, black, 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 red is the casting cost of this homie, and 4 loyalty, has all loyalty abilities of all other planeswalkers on the battlefield. So you can minus it to look for a card with Narset. You could draw 2, discard 2, steal artifacts. You could brainstorm, you could bounce. Plus whatever the opponent's bringing to the table. They probably got some planeswalkers in their deck too. -3, destroy target creature or planeswalker. -8, each opponent who doesn't control a legendary creature or planeswalker loses the game. Actual wins the game condition on Nicol Bolas, on top of just being great. Didn't even read the first ability. You draw a card, each opponent exiles a card from their hand or a permanent they control. Yeah, that's pretty good too. This is a bonkers permanent. Obviously, we're playing Legacy. It's a 5-drop blue card in the Days Wasteland Pyroblast metagame, but against anyone who's not ready for this, it's gonna win. Gonna beat them. 2 Fatal Push, 1 Sudden Edict to complement the 2 Punishing Fires. I'm a little worried about the early game. Like, we have Baleful Strix, Punishing Fire. Got some answers in the early game, but in a Grixis control deck, I'd really want to see some Lightning Bolts to go with the Fatal Pushes, and you're drawing them more often because it's a 60 card deck, but we're kind of playing for the top end here. This Dak Punishing Fire engine is taking up a lot of deck space, and I do want to try it. I think it's really unique and fun, even if it is not how I would build the deck myself. I do want to try it out. 1 Drown in the Lock. There were 2 in the original list, but between Kroxa, Hitotsugu Consumes All, I guess Croxa doesn't matter because it counts the controller's thing, not yours. Between Consume and Drown, it just... I would hate to strand Drown in my hand because I cast another card in my deck. I did a little bit of tuning when I got this list. The original list also had 2 Murktide Region in it, and I think that's just too much stuff beating up on your graveyard, so I backed off a little bit, using the graveyard as less of a resource, but Drown in the Loch cares about graveyards. It's a very powerful spell if the opponent even has a couple cards in their graveyard. As far as answers to Murktide Region in this deck, we have Sudden Edict, block it with Baleful Strix, bounce it with Jace, eat it with Nicol Bolas. That's all we got in the main deck. A bunch of Pyroblasts in the sideboard, but I do recognize that this main deck's pretty soft to Murktide, but that has been true about most of the Grixis shells I've played. I've been main decking 2 or 3 Sudden Edicts and 60 card builds just for that. And once again, if the Dak Punishing Fire stuff wasn't in the main deck, I would have more Edicts, maybe a main deck Pyroblast, just stuff that respects Murktide a little more than this build does. But it's best 2 out of 3. We do have answers. We have Force of Wills. Not every deck plays Murktide. It's all good. Sudden Edict's also good against Merit Lage. We do have a Karakas for that one. And Ruination's in the sideboard for those matchups. Talking through this, I kind of want another Sudden Edict. I think the 3rd Dak is the card that I would cut, or the 2nd Kolagun's command. Alright, it's the 2nd K command, actually. I'm going to add a Sudden Edict over a 2nd K command. I'm going to respect the Dax. And that's how I'm going to leave this. The sideboard is all just cards you'd expect. Pyroblast, Meltdown, Ruination, Surgical Extraction, Dress Down, Flusterstorm, all that stuff, plus the Yorion itself. I wish this deck had, like, any synergy with Yorion. I guess Baleful Strix, reset your Narset, maybe a Snapcaster. In general, Yorion's just a card you could put in your hand sometimes. This isn't really using Yorion to the best of its power, but you might get a card here or there, and it's a 4 or 5 in the late game. We'll take it. We know we're being a little weird here, and that's okay. I encourage weirdness here on this channel. PJ Sandwich, this is your Grixis Yorion deck. Let's do it. I'm on the draw in round 1 with a hand that doesn't make blue. That's pretty bad. I'm gonna mulligan this. Here we go. Keep this one, and I think I'm going to send the basic island, or I'll send Snapcaster. I want my mana set up under me first, and I need to get to a point where there are spells in my graveyard before Snapcaster does anything. Ooh, a Shatter Skull Smashing land version. I'm going to get my Polluted Delta in. That can fetch a basic Swamp if they go for a Blood Moon next turn. Not a lot of decks play this card. It's usually like Moon Stompy or some sort of weirdo. Consume. Okay, Consume can mop up any tokens that drop out of the Den of the Bugbear. But I can Fatal Push that. I'm actually not in a position where I even need to react to a Blood Moon, because I'll have blue, black, red, which are the colors that my deck is. Kind of hope they do cast Blood Moon. Cool. I'm going to get a basic Swamp in response, and then let that resolve. You got it. Ooh, Baleful Strix. I think I'd rather have Dak. Oh yeah, I have Dak now, Hull Breacher next turn, or I could Strix this turn. No, Strix is my force. Okay, I can Dak now, pitch Strix to force, and then just start breaching Halls next turn. Yeah. I'm gonna plus target myself. I don't think I need Hitotsugu Consumes All. That is an answer to Chalice of the Void, which is a pretty good card. Strix is my blue card for force. I'm going to get rid of this Volcanic Island. Definitely keeping the basic island. And I'll get rid of Consume. Or is it Fatal Push? That's kind of close. I'll get rid of Consume. Just get rid of the more expensive card. All else being equal. Maybe I could have just discarded the 2 lands. I'm going to have so many fucking treasures moving forward. Fire Flux Squad. Force that. Pitching Strix. It's all coming up to plan here. They have 2 cards, or 4 cards in the hand. It's about to become 2. Ooh. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hull Breacher. Blast you. I get 2 treasures. You discard 2 cards. Then I can play Narset off of the treasures. Legion Warboss and Ancient Tomb discarded. Gonna play Narset here. Activator. Grab a Drown in the Lock. All right, that's a good one. Oh, and they just packed it up to that. That was nasty. And my opponent didn't really come out blazing, had no acceleration, just turn 3 Blood Moon is not really a legacy play. So I kind of just goldfished there, but I'll take it. Funny story, the original sideboard that PJ Sandwich sent to me had a blue Elemental Blast in it, and I said to myself, nobody plays Red Prison, and then I cut it. So there's that. That's a true story. I want Meltdown in case they have Chalice, because that card's actually tough. Engineered Explosives can remove a Blood Moon if I need it to. Plague Engineer on Goblin blanks a lot of what they're capable of. I'm not going to Ruination them, not going to Null Rod them. Punishing Fire is pretty good, but with... I mean, it's pretty bad with Grove. If Grove is a mountain, Caracas doesn't cast any spells in my deck, and also my opponent doesn't have any legends, so I can cut Caracas. Nicol Bolas, completely uncastable if there's a Blood Moon in play. So is, yeah, Kroxa I can technically cast, it's just going to be hard. Yeah, I think a Nicol Bolas can go, and I like the removal. I like all of my things, all my gas pedals, like the Days Undoing and that. Consume does wipe out Chalice and any number of Goblin tokens. I like how that lines up. I love Planeswalkers against decks like this because if we get into a stable board state where I'm actually resolving spells, Planeswalkers just go and go and go. Kolaghan's Command can destroy Chalice. I just really don't want to get cheesed out by a Chalice of the Void. This is tough. I actually have all these cards to work with and don't know what the cut is. Guess I'll shave one of the Consumes, because I'm bringing in multiple answers to Chalice and multiple answers to Goblin tokens. And I'm going to use my graveyard as a resource more than they are, so Consume has a little bit of liability. I have some basics in the opener, I like that. I don't like that I don't have Force of Will and don't have a route to basic Swamp, but I am going to keep this hand. Getting Chaliced. Oh yeah, there it is. Just like we drew it up. Come on, Polluted Delta. Okay, basic island, go. They play a Rabble Master or whatever here. Punishing Fire's live. Okay. I can fire that next turn. They get one Goblin off it. A Volcanic Island. I think I can pass the turn. See what they want to do with their mana in the main phase. A Legion War Boss. Alright, well, I'm going to kill the Rabble Master. Gonna get another Goblin here, all the same. This will be a great time for one of those Plague Engineers to show up. Kolaghan's Command is also nutty here. Consume is great. Alright, maybe I do want Consume in full numbers, because Consume on this board is just phenomenal. Baleful Strix. I will not refuse a Baleful Strix. Like, my options are Iteration, try to set up a big next turn, or Strix now, try to insulate against War Boss, and then stabilize next turn. I'm gonna Strix now. Hey! Okay, don't Blood Moon me. Though Blood Mooning me does turn off Ancient Tomb and Enter the Bugbear, both of which I'm kind of scared of. Another War Boss, my goodness. That's a lot of goblins. I hope the first War Boss attacks this turn. I don't know if that's a good attack, but I hope it happens. Yeah! Okay. This one doesn't have to fight right now. Rabble Master is the one that makes the creatures attack. Okay, I'm going to trade with one of the War Bosses. I'm going to sweep up most of these goblins. They get the War Boss and the larger goblin. Oh, for one turn, and then all goblins are gone. Let's go, let's go. Goblin. Sweep them up. They have 2 cards in their hand. 3 after their draw step. Hope Stomp is not one of them. Challenger's a lot worse than Stomp. Don't have Challenger either. Maybe, like, have another Rabble Master. That would be great. Den of the Bugbear is a goblin and makes a goblin, so Plague Engineer slows that down and the second Plague Engineer kills it. Alright, firing up Den of the Bugbear. That's a 2-1. I wonder if they remembered this is a goblin. Or they just don't have another plan. because I can take 2 from Den of the Bugbear. That's not a big deal to me. Oh wow, Legion War Boss attacking 2. But there's nobody to mentor here. This kind of looks like a desperate throwing damage at the wall situation. Alright, I'll block War Boss. Take 3. And then... Okay, real question. Big gamer hours here. Do I Expressive Iteration trying to hit the land? And I think I do. I'm not that much of a coward. Let's go. Any land does the trick here. Easy money. Okay. I'm going to put Drown in the Lock in my hand. I don't even care about the Chalice anymore. And then here is another Plague Engineer, also on Goblin. And now I can attack. They're at 12. They've tapped Ancient Tomb a bunch of times. If I can untap with this Drown in the Lockup, I'm going to feel unbeatable. All right, they feel beatable now. 1-0. That was a nice little clean Grixis Control game. On to the next one. I got a 1-lander on the draw here. No cantrips. There's 32 lands left in the deck. 2 draw steps to find them. Expressive Iteration goes off if I do hit them. I don't think I'm going to take this risk. There we go. Keep this one. I think Kroxa is the worst card in the hand, at least in an opening hand. So I'm going to bottom that. Prismatic Vista. On that old frame, I thought it was Ancient Tomb for a second. I was like, oh god, another one? Alright, Prismatic Vista decks probably don't have Wasteland in them. So I'm going to ponder now. Force of Negation and another land. Okay. I'll put Force on top, the land under it. Probably don't want 2 Force of Negations against the Prismatic Vista deck, because these usually aren't combo decks. But Force of Negation is hard castable against fair decks. The game will go that long. Alright, looks like we have a trusty old Bant deck here. Icefang Coatl Bant. Like the ancient scriptures talk about. I am going to just hold up Drown and Brainstorm. There's a good chance I'm going to want to get rid of this Force of Negation. Just not going to be part of the game plan I want to execute. It's awkward because Brainstorm finds me another one. Alright, your Brainstorm happens. I could have drowned it, but I think that's really aggressive for a game that's going to take a long time. Alright, I will Brainstorm now. Probably don't want either of these Force of Negations. So Fatal Push is worse than Force of Negation. Alright. I'll put back one of the forces and fetch. Do I want to get Badlands here? Just complete the spread. I could get a basic to play around back to basics in the main deck. Could just get another Underground Sea. Now I'm going to get Badlands and spread the love. Volcanic Island. And I'm just going to pass with Force of Negation up or K-Command or Drown or whatever. I don't need to respect this 1 point of damage at a time. It'll add up eventually, but I'm not ready to make a move yet. 2 points of damage is a very different conversation. And Uro is distressingly good at controlling Drown in the Lock. Blue, 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 green does not... Oh, your food chain. That's fun. Let's Force a Negation that one. Okay. I almost feel better about this. Oh god, Force Pitching Mist Hologriffin. Alright, maybe we're dead right now. They can make infinite mana. Oh, maybe I should have tried to drown it first, just to make sure that it didn't come into play. Whoops. Willing to believe I fucked that up. There's Mist Hollow. Do you have the win, or are we just casting a bunch of creatures? Right, Eternal Scourge also in hand. 2 creatures left that can go infinite. Alright, I'm F6 here. Yeah, I'm regretting not drowning that. Just the... Having 2 layers of protection against this combo card would have made so much more sense. I was just so excited I found a hard cast target for Force. And now I will burn for my shame. Colossal Sky Turtle. Wowee. Flying Ward 2. Alright, 6/5 Flying Ward 2. 1 card left in their hand. Oh, and Hullbreaker Horror. Alright. Yeah, this hand was not doing anything if I won the fight over that food chain. Between Colossal Sky Turtle and Hullbreaker Horror. Those cards were not arriving. Oh, and they can draw their deck now. That's sweet. They have infinite mana with the exiled cards. They can bounce Icefang Coatl infinite times. All right. I'm into it. I haven't seen Hullbreaker Horror in a food chain deck before, but sweet. I'm going to let them keep doing their thing here. I just want to see a win condition. Okay, they have passed the turn. They decided they have enough things in their hand. Literally any instant or creature with flash bounces my only spell I get, and then I lose. I'm going to ponder real quick, just see if I even have an out. I'm sure that I don't. Dax Snapcaster. Okay, yep. I am dead. Should have let Undrown in the lock. Didn't respect the hand enough. Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. Just at no point in my brain was like, what if they have force? And then I lose immediately. Womp womp. Blinked for a second and died for it. We deserve to lose that one. All right. What do I want against Food Chain? This matchup is tough, just for the record. The Uro side of the deck is a giant problem, and they might not even have the Food Chain side, or it might be severely diminished post-board. Those are all things to consider. Plague Engineer on Snake is actually one of the cleanest answers to the Icefang Coatl plan. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I actually think I'm going to board Plague Engineer out. There's Punishing Fire, Fatal Push. Pyroblast seems like something I want that can fight over Uros and Hullbreaker Horrors and Colossal Sky Turtles, apparently. Hidetsugu consumes all. That's not really going to find targets to sweep up in play, but hitting the graveyard here and there isn't bad. Actually, it might be terrible. Like if like they're an Uro deck, but they're also a Mistalo Griffin deck. It's Hidetsugu consume triggering, giving them a 3 mana or a 4 mana 3/3 flyer is pretty rough. Ruination's not going to fly here. I should expect back to basics from them. Fatal Push actually seems awful. Maybe the Plague Engineers are coming back in, or Plague Engineer Surgical. You just have to respect Uro because you would lose to it. All right, I'm gonna cut all the consumes and bring in 2 surgicals, because clipping Uro from the graveyard compared to sweeping up all of their unlimited castable creatures from exile, those are different things. And I will respect the Food Chain a little more this time. There's Grove of the Burn Willows. This is a mulligan. There we go. Keep this one. I'm gonna send, I think it's Prismatic Vista to the bottom, because Badlands Basic Island cast everything that I need to cast here. I have Dak to hang out with my Punishing Fire. Now I gotta dig up that Grove that I just mulliganed away. Otawara Go. That's weird. Oh, money. Baleful Strix. Let's do it. Otawara Go. God, that's so strange. I don't think I would keep a hand of Otawara as my only land. I think they would lead on literally any other land if they had another land. Yeah, my read on this hand is they kept a 1-lander with Brainstorm, and the 1 land was Otawara. Okay. I can Dak and start getting card advantage. I can Narset and make sure they don't have card advantage. I think I'd rather do that. Fetching in response. I hope this is a Brainstorm and not a Mystical Dispute. Okay. Narset's in there. Let's find a card. Oh no! Narset whiffing is bad news bears. I will attack. I don't think they have any haste creatures I need to respect. They have a Misty Rainforest. Are we getting back to basics right now? Oh, you have your own Narset. That's fun. Oh, my Narset can finish off theirs with the help of Baleful Strix. Oh, they missed too! Oh my god. I appreciate their sportsmanship over there. Alright, Narset, let's find something good. Like Pyroblast. Yes. And attack their Narset. Play Grove of the Burn Willows. Punishing Fire. Finish that off. Still holding a Pyroblast, so they know they can't really force this. And Ponder. Surgical Days Undoing. Whoa, baby. Alright. we've got a plan here. I'm going to put Days Undoing in my hand. Draw the Surgical. Okay, so I have Pyroblast up. This Force of Negation doesn't help me protect myself. I can check their hand with Surgical, which is normally not something I recommend, but in the specific case of knowing if you're about to win the game or not. But my Narset resolved, and I feel like they would have fought over that if they could. Food Chain. Do I want to let them have that? Do I want to fight over that? I'm going to force pitching Dak, because I'm about to reload my hand anyway. Let's have this fight now. I wish that was Force of Will so I could Surgical the Food Chain and not think about it anymore. Okay. Surgical, I could target Brainstorm or Narset. I'm going to target Brainstorm. If you have any answers, let's hope there's only one. Okay, Uro, Ponder, Turtle. Okay, let's look at this deck. All the food chains are still in. Colossal Sky Turtle's a 4 of. Wow. That's awesome. I love this list. 2 Hullbreaker Horror, 3 Uros. They are in on this. Their hand does not interact with Days Undoing. All right, get rid of your Brainstorms. Attack you for 1. And then I'm going to undo the day. Whoop. There we go. Oh, yeah. The Emperor Dragon God is here. Not castable, though. Not yet. But they don't need to see it. They have conceded the game. They knew the God Emperor was coming. All right. We showed each other our combos, and now we're going to play an honest game, perhaps. 3 Uros in their list, 4 Colossal Sky Turtle. Does that mean I want to play Consume? Because the regrowth mode on Sky Turtle has to be for a reason, right? Weird, weird, weird. I don't like their weird deck. It makes me think about stuff. They have 3 Narset, 3 Uro, 4 Ice Fang Coatl. I'm just going to go back in with the same 80. They did not have any Veil of Summers in their deck. That's good to know. I like this opener. Let's do it. We both kept 7. Ooh, Island Ponder. Jealous. I'm going to lead on Bloodstained Mire unless I draw a Polluted Delta. I would like to be able to cast Pyroblast if I need to without fetching a basic mountain, which is not a card that I want. Alright, Surgical's here. I'm ready for Uro, which is half the battle. Another Hull Breacher. Okay. I can Brainstorm on their turn. Try to fix this hand up. Fetching in your upkeep. Okay. We didn't see a back to basics in their deck last game either. Just slamming the food chain. Okay. I'm going to Brainstorm in response. I'm going to take this Kroxa out of the mix and figure out what's going on here. Brainstorm. Okay, I have a Narset to go with these Hull Breachers, so Kroxa definitely going back in the deck, and I could pitch Dak. No, Dak and Hull Breacher are best friends. I think I pitch Narset here, as heretical as that may seem. If I can start Dak breaching them, especially with the Surgical to check for Uros, or yeah, I could also just let them have food chain and fight over every creature for the rest of the game. That seems like a mistake. Their build is extra in on food chain, like way more than normal. Wish I had a bad blue card to pitch, but okay. I am going to pitch Hull Breacher, or I'm going to pitch Narset. I hope they fight back. Yeah. Force pitching Brainstorm, so they didn't have an easy one there. And I'm going to get it's Volcanic Island or Badlands. It's Volcanic Island. Counter target spell if it's blue. If they force again, they'll only have 1 card left. Okay. Food chain's in the graveyard. Hull Breacher is in my hand. I'm ready to breach. K command kinda cool. Well, that was a lot of K sounds. K command kinda cool. Cowabunga, comrades. Right, I'm gonna Hull Breach in the end of turn. Get a Swamp and Hull Breacher. If they counter this, K command can pick it back up next turn. And if they don't counter it, then it's just in play. Coatl in response. Okie dokie. Not mad about that. They did have another force, alright. I could have surgicaled force before I make this move, but I'm really interested in saving that thing for Uro. I am probably going to pass the turn here. I'm going to think about what was in their deck last game. They had no Force of Negations. No, what is the card I'm thinking of? Veil of Summer. Alright. Like if they go for a food chain here, I can kill Coatl in response, pick up Hull Breacher. They could like turtle to pick up their snake. Is that a line? Is that what this deck is for? In the end step, I could also just have them discard a card, but what if it's Uro? Do I care about Icefang Coatl is the question. I think I want to just keep the board clear of creatures. Okay, get back Hull Breacher, kill Coatl in the end step. Oh, Flusterstorm. Yep, that was in their deck. Okay, that's handled. And I can slam Jace here. Yeah, that's a good one. Here's Jace. And they had Narset, but not Hull Breacher. Please don't have Hull Breacher now, because I am drawing 3 cards. There's Days Undoing, which is not helpful at this point. I'm going to put back Days Undoing in deck, and then Fire can stabilize against the snake. If they try to turtle up a food chain, I could just exile it. I'm like kind of tempted to just exile food chain, but the 4 turtles in their deck and the 3 Uros make me want to save the surgical. I think I can do better. Oh yeah, they're turtling their food chain. I'm going to put them in the ground for thinking they could get away with that. Glad I waited on that one. Okay, we got the 3 Uros in here, the 3 Narsets. Another Flusterstorm. Still no Veil of Summer, still no Back to Basics. Okay, we're not getting food chain comboed. We have to beat an Uro deck now, which is not a given against Grixis. Ponder. Did not shuffle the library. They're getting to work on Jace. Their best card here is probably Narset, second best is Uro. They did neither. I'm going to brainstorm again. If they have a second Coatl, I can kill one of them with fire. I'll put back Days Undoing and my land. No, because then I'm off red. I'm going to just put back Days Undoing and Iteration. Does that make any sense? This deck is kind of awkward right now. Alright, I'm going to put back Days Undoing in deck. And then I can ponder, decide if I want these cards. Baleful Strix, hell yeah. Okay. I suddenly want these cards. Do not shuffle. Play Baleful Strix. That answers the Coatl. Jace is safe, and I can sit on the Punishing Fire. And then Iteration sees all fresh cards next turn. They did not shuffle again. I am definitely blocking. There was never a moment of doubt about that one. There he is. Big stupid asshole face himself. Uro, Titan of Nature's Wrath. There's a green source to go with him. Alright. I have Jace plus Expressive Iteration to find Surgical or Snapcaster right now. Days Undoing could also get rid of the Uro, but I'm not going to give them Uro and refill their hand. I'd rather just bounce Uro with Jace a couple times and grind through it that way. If I Jace first, there's a chance I find land Narset and can just Days Undoing forever. But if I Iteration first, I see all the cards linearly. Like, I see more cards if I iterate first. Alright, I'm going to do that. Iteration. Force of Will, Brainstorm, Island. Alright, I'm going to put Force of Will in my hand. Island on the bottom. Exile Brainstorm. That just sees extra cards this turn. Exile Brainstorm. I'm going to Brainstorm with Jace first. Sudden Edict controls Uro for temporarily. What cards do I not want here? I mean, Days Undoing is the one of versus the 6 Hull Breacher effects. There's still 5 in the deck. I think Punishing Fire has run its course here. And I can put back one of the lands. Right, and then I get to fetch and see 3 more cards. I want to get a red source. I have plenty of black. I'll get Volcanic Island. In case I find Pyroblast, I just want to be able to cast it. Croxa. That's fun. And there's the 2 Groves after I just got rid of the the thing. Okay, put back the Groves. I've already played a land this turn. And I'm just going to Croxa them. Whatever that one card you've been sandbagging is, it's gone. I can force Uro. And then I get another turn of Jace action. And I can just bring back Croxa. This is like Wizards of the Coast designed it to be. Just Uro versus Croxa slamming into each other in an epic battle that lasts eternity. You gotta fetch here. That's how Uro works. I'm gonna force pitching Dak. Or Dak is good with Hull Breacher also. Yeah, I'm gonna force pitching Undoing. I'm just tempoing them out here, which is weird to say from a Grixis Yorion deck that I'm tempoing anyone out, but that is actually what's happening. Grove of the Burn Willows. Brainstorm, let's see that other Grove and 2 new cards. Narset, hell yeah. After I got rid of Days Undoing, of course. I'm gonna put back the Groves. Then fetch. I cast Narset first. Take a dig. Find Ponder. And then red, red, black, black. That is not the thing I usually say when I am bringing a Titan back from the graveyard. I say blue, blue, green, green so often I even considered putting it on a shirt just for the merch store. But yeah, red, red, black, black. They're going to get Uro, but they don't get to draw a card off of him, just gain life, and I have Edict and Jace that can remove it from play. I can't get comboed kill because the food chains are out of the deck. Welcome back. You're at 22 life. Didn't put a land into play. Croxa is going to empty their hand, whatever that was. Like, there's no bluffing here. They didn't put a land into play, so they have some sort of spell that I'm about to take with Croxa. Activate Narset. Force of Will in the hand. Yeah, just let them know how little chance they have. Sudden Edict you. And they're conceding to that. Nice little control game. Their deck was a lot heavier on food chain stuff than normal food chain decks are. I kind of like it. Hullbreaker Horror is really hot. Colossal Sky Turtle. Not sure about that one, but they believe in it. They're playing 4. Really sweet stuff. And we remain undefeated. Here we go. We're a few rounds into the video. Thanks for sticking with me. Friendly reminder that if you're still here and having fun, smash that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, you can use my affiliate link for TCG Player to support the channel while you shop for cards, and you can try any deck anytime with a cardhoarder.com loan account for Magic Online. All these links are in the video description below. Now back to the league. My opponent just said they're a fan of the channel, and they're literally watching my video on their other monitor right now. You got me in stereo, buddy. I am going to keep this hand. It's got the Dragon God. Underground Sea Dragon God keep. Put it on a shirt. Buy some merch. It also has Ponder and Island, but I'm more interested in the Dragon God. I hope this is a good card in this matchup, whatever we're doing here. Oh, this again. Please don't turn 1 Blood Moon. I'm not ready for it this time. Oh no, it's coming. It's coming. Okay. Chalice is fine. Consume can sweep that up, and I do have the ability to fetch for a basic. Fatal Push, kind of bad here. I hope they don't follow this up with a Blood Moon, but I can at least fetch. I have to fetch Swamp if they go for Blood Moon here, because Swamp and any land under Blood Moon cast Consume, which clear the Chalice. All right, I'm going to get a Strix here. That's a start. All right, Force of Will. Welcome to the party. And I am going to fetch Swamp here anyway, because that's my more important basic, given that they have Chalice in play. Swamp. Blue, black. Okay. My mana's set up. I'm ready to consume all. Ooh, the ETB tap. Den of the Bugbear. Feels bad. Please play a second Chalice. Play a second Chalice. All right. It would have been too much to ask for. Another Force of Will. That gives me a lot of room to operate here. I'm going to consume this Chalice of the Void, and I'm not going to attack because all the creatures in their deck have haste. Weird that we played against this deck twice in a league. I haven't seen it, I don't think, at all. Did Phil release a video or something? All right, there's Blood Moon. I do have to respect this thing. I should force pitching Nicol Bolas. Damn it. I could force pitching Brainstorm. And I'm definitely forcing. The correct play is Nicol Bolas, but I'm kind of feeling like I want to cast that card. I'm going to pitch Brainstorm. Let's go. Don't tell anyone I did that. Another Consume. Graveyards are gone. Ponder, looking for a black source. Another black source. And another Consume. A third Consume is a lot of that, though. And because... Oh, I can snap Ponder next turn. Oh, yeah, we're good. We're good. Nothing to worry about. Draw the Swamp. And I'm not going to attack again. Cool trick is that Consume exiles, then returns to the battlefield, which turns on Revolt. Yeah, like they War Boss here. I'm not going to fuck with this Goblin token because I don't care. I guess I could block and then push the War Boss, but I want to save that for the Den of the Bugbear. The Strix, that is. Okay, Consume is exiled and then returns as 3/3 Bella. Fatal Push is now revolted. Snapcaster Mage can cast Ponder. And we're just looking for that land to cast the Dragon God. Ponder. Alright, there's the land for Dragon God. And Expressive Iteration under it. Happy to see that. Bloodstained Mire's in play, and I'm still not going to attack. I just want all these blockers back in case they have like Ancient Tomb, Double Rebel Master, or that whatever that Fire Fist squad thing is. Like, I'm going to win this game by a mile or I'm not. Like, 1 point from Baleful Strix is not going to be the difference, but it might be the difference if they get a really good combo-centric style attack off on me. Oh, they're attacking. Do they have... Alright, I will trade Snapcaster for this. If they have Fiery Confluence, I'm going to lose that anyway. Just trying to think of why they would make that attack into a 3/3. Oh, if they have Stomp. That's a reason to do that. Do not cast anything that makes me Force of Will. It's my only request. Fury. Okay. Dragon God. Damn it. Alright. I can let that resolve. And it kills my creatures. Damn it. I tried hard. You all saw it. I tried really hard to cast Nicol Bolas Dragon God. To the detriment of my actual game plan. I did that. Expressive Iteration. I know there's a Consume on top of my deck that I don't really want. Fetching Volcanic Island here clears that, and then I can blue-red EI. I'm going to put Brainstorm in hand. Oh, wait. Is it better to put the land in my hand if I cast the Brainstorm now anyway? Yeah, I'm going to put Scalding Tarn in my hand. Just on the bottom, exile Brainstorm. Because now the land is in the pool of cards I could put away with Brainstorm if I find something better. I really want a Fatal Push or like something that answers Den of the Bugbear. Didn't need another Consume. Or another land. Force of Will's good for next turn. And then... do I want to race? In my Vessel of the All-Consuming is going to attack. For sure. And I could fetch Volcanic Island and play the other Consume here. Just to put my foot on the gas. I could also fetch Basic Island and put Yorion in my hand. Oh yeah, that gives me a blue card for Force of Will. Yeah, that's the play. Get Basic Island. Pop that Yorion in my hand. That was good. Alright, finally, Yorion has done its job. Rabble Master. Do I need to answer that? No, I can take one this turn, and then Consume can clean up tokens. I can Yorion to get a 4/5 into play and draw an extra card off Strix. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight here on that. I could also just leave back my 4/4 and eat tokens for the rest of the game. Okay, I'm gonna attack with both creatures here because I am flickering the Strix. Here they come. Vessel gets bigger. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Not enough to also cast Consume. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's Yorion. I'm going to exile Strix. I'm not going to exile my Vessel. Yeah, resetting that doesn't make any sense. I'll play the land in case I draw a spell I want to cast. I'd really like to find like any blue card here. All right, no love. Shields are down, but I am bigger than them on board, which is not a position that this deck wants to play from. Rabblemaster can be fuck-normous thanks to Den of the Bugbear, but Strix can eat it, and then Yorion can eat Den, and I just take 2, and they lose their 2 best permanents. I guess I take 3. And then Consume sweeps up all of the permanents remaining. Okay, didn't get in with Rabble Daddy. That makes sense. I block with my 4/5. I'm going to leave Strix back. I can take 3. Those are all dead next turn anyway. Hull Breacher is a blue card. 5, 9, 10. Well, I think they're dead for Xaxes, right? Yeah, they're taking exactly 9 here. Because Vessel has trample, the other creatures fly. If I can do math. Oh, nope, I'm 1 short. Yeah, if I can do math is always a big if on this channel. Yeah, they're going to 1. And the Vessel grows. And now I can cast the other Consume, which cleans up everything they have and nothing I have. And I can even play Prismatic Vista to hardcast Force. Not bad. God, I love that control decks these days can answer Chalice of the Void in game 1. That's such a game changer. Plague Engineer coming in. We've seen this one before. Explosives and Meltdown. And then I'm cutting... Uh-oh, I forgot what I was cutting. I think there was a DAC involved. I think I did cut a Consume last time, but I regretted it. I cut a DAC. Hull Breacher is actually pretty bad because this deck doesn't draw cards. But it does combo with DAC, but if I'm shaving DACs, then I don't need to think about that. Yeah, Hull Breacher is honestly pretty bad against this deck. And Dragon God is at least blue for my 6 forces. I tried really hard to win the game with him last time. Didn't work out for me, but I'm not going to cut it. Kroxa is kind of a banger and something you can do under Blood Moon. Yeah, I think I'm actually just going to cut DAC, Hull Breacher, Hull Breacher. Makes sense to me. Okay, let's go. Oh, I cut Caracas last time. That was a miss, but it is at least a land. And I have 2 basic islands here that cast Narset under Blood Moon. I'm going to keep. This game will depend on how powerful their turn 1 is. Uh-oh. Tough start. I'm okay with a Chalice. I'm in a little bit of trouble to a Blood Moon. Exiled a Fire Fist squad. Glad I don't have to play against that. 3 mana. There it is. I would almost prefer Blood Moon to Rabblemaster. Oh, that one's fine. Sure. Deal. If I can access basic Swamp, I'll be happy with that. Grove of the Burn Willows. Not quite what I'm looking for. Here's a Scalding Tarn. Yeah, when the mono red deck tries to prison you, and you're a big blue control deck with basic lands, the prison strat can fail. But if they are just like 4 power creature, Rabblemaster, etc., then those are the games that are actually more scary. Chalice on 1, okay. Doesn't affect anything I'm doing right now. I'm not going to crack this fetch. Alright. That's a lot of basic islands. That means I can fetch a black source now, play Grove. Like I get Underground Sea, Grove, Kroxa U. Start to soften them up a little bit. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh, am I getting blown out by something? Oh no, I'm just getting stomped. Okay, that's fine. Underground Sea, Grove of the Burn Willows, black, red. Whatever that last card is, I'll take it. Took a Chrome Mox. Alright. Not the best one, but there's Kroxa. I can Plague Engineer, which can Death Touch one of these things. If I get time, which I don't have a lot of, like asking for time here is kind of a pipe dream. But yeah, Plague Engineer can trade with one of these, and that puts me to 5 life. It'll depend on what their follow-up is here. And another Bone Crusher. I think in fetching to get black mana is tempting here, but oh, I should just do that. Alright, I'm going to do that. Is there any world where Kroxa is arriving? 1, 2, 3. Probably not. If I fetch and they kill Plague Engineer with a Stomp or Chandra or whatever, then I'm just dead versus being at 1. But I'm not really winning that game anyway. If I play Island, I could name Giant with Plague Engineer, let them attack me to 3, and then Snapcaster can plus Plague Engineer can trade with both of these next turn. I think that's better. Yeah, naming Giant also means drawing Punishing Fire kills these things. Okay. We're getting weird out of necessity. This is the second funniest thing I've ever named with Plague Engineer. The first is Avatar, when there was a 2020 Merit Lage, and I was at 20. I made it a 1919 to get another turn. But the idea of Plague Engineer shrinking giants, who literally the word giant means huge. I love that. They played a mountain, giving up City of Traders. Do they have a 6-mana play, or just... probably... Well, they didn't float mana. It seems like their hand is nothing, to my estimation here. All right, I'm just going to go to 3 off this attack, and then try to stabilize next turn with Snapcaster. With the understanding that I am dead to Fiery Confluence or whatever. I'm at 3. What you got? Seems like nothing. Ooh, iteration. Blue-red, I can iterate, and I can still Snapcaster because it was Ambush Viper anyway. All right. Red, blue, iteration. Punishing Fire. But I lose if I do that, because I have to fetch for a red source, putting me to 2, and then the stip on Bone Crusher is pretty rough. Okay. Whichever card I exile is just gone. I'm going to put Fire in my hand. Do I want Fire in my hand, or do I want Consume in my hand? I'm going to put Consume in my hand, actually, because that clears the Chalice and the Chrome Mox. Consume, put Punishing Fire on the bottom. I'd like to find that later, and exile Narset forever. Okay, let's see if this master plan paid off. Oh no, they're tapping mana. For what? For what? Rabble Master. Okay, so I end up going to 1 here, or 2 here. Snapcaster, I get to trade off with the Giants. I go to 1. I need an answer to Rabble Master. Or I go to 2. And if I draw an answer to Rabble Master, then I'm stable. And if I don't, I'm dead. Narset. Narset can find Punishing Fire. Alright. Narset has to find P-Fire without fetching. I know one of the 2 that I play is on the bottom of the deck. What do we got? Force of Will. Alright. I'm dead. That was a tight one. I feel like I navigated that well, even though it didn't win, but winning's not everything. But yeah, that Plague Engineer on Giant is pretty sweet. They did have to draw another threat there, or else we were stable. Okay, Dress Down, Flusterstorm, no. Hull Breacher, no. Deck, no. Null Rod can turn off Chrome Mox, but I don't really care about that. Chrome Mox is a liability against the deck with 3 consumes. Just 2 for winning yourself to get mana that might just get obliterated later. Okay, I'm going in with the same deck. On the play with no Force of Will, but Plague Engineer has been a consistent house in this matchup. And I have Basic Island, Basic Swamp, which are the important ones. Opponent mulled to 6, that helps. Ooh, moving in on City of Traders turn 1. Fold. This must be a Blood Moon. That's the only thing that you would keep a turn 1 city. Oh, Chrome Mox pitching Blood Moon. There's multiple Blood Moons. Oh, Rebel Daddy. Okay, I'm ready for that one. Kinda. Right, so I Strix next turn, and then I Engineer the turn after that. Alright, get blue and black off these blue to deltas. Blue, black. Strix. I'd love to find a Force. Jack Faden. Oh, I can steal that Chrome Mox? Hell yeah. We'll see how this goes for me. And this is the thing I was talking about earlier. They had the option to pitch Rabble Master, play Blood Moon, but they pitched Blood Moon, played Rabble Master, and I think that is the right call. Right, I'm taking a big hit here. But then Plague Engineer can stabilize. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I take 6 here. That's a lot. All right, Rabble. Rabble me, daddy. And Plague Engineer. Hope they don't have another Stomp. And Goblin. Sweep them up. Ancient Tomb. This could be Chandra. We're just sweating over here. Please cast the Bone Crusher and pass the turn. That's what I want out of you right now. Okay. Bone Crusher's in. They make a Goblin that dies immediately. And not going to attack with the 1/1 that also dies immediately. Alright. Let's go, deck. Time to dig out. Consume kills Chrome Mox. That's pretty good. But Dax stealing Chrome Mox is also pretty good. Brainstorm and Expressive Iteration are both powerful magic cards. I think I want to Brainstorm. I think mana efficiency is more important than Rock Hard Advantage right now. Oh god. Or you could just completely whiff. That works too. Shit. I did find Force Will. Saying a completely whiffed isn't quite accurate. Put back Consume and Iteration, or Iteration Consume. Well, the good news is I can trade my Death Touch creature for their 4/3 and then Fatal Push the Rabble Master. Bad news is Den of the Bugbear's chilling afterwards. I guess I put back Kroxa and Consume. Yeah, this is rough. Alright, put back Kroxa and Consume. Yeah, missing that land hurts. Alright, no attack here. City of Traders. They can fire up the Den, which does make a Goblin, but it dies right away. Okay, and Den has to attack because of Rabble Master. At the beginning of combat, Rabble Master makes a thing that dies. So the question is, do I want to drown the Den while the getting's good on that? I can drown Den next turn. Yeah, I'm gonna take 2 from Den. I'm gonna block Stomp Giant and then Fatal Push Rabble Master. And then I can drown in the lock Den next turn. I'm not going to cast this Consume. Consuming Chrome Mox does take away their mana to activate Den, but I am not going to fuck around and find out. Though, Dak just taking the Chrome Mox is a different situation. That might be cracked, actually. All right. Yeah, I wouldn't want to just sweep the Chrome Mox, but I will take it. If they have a red source, it's going to cost them City of Traders to drop it. And I go to 5 in that world. Yeah, just Force of Will, basically anything here. 2 cards left, untapping with Drown in the Lock. Dak Faden's active. Crux is an easy one to discard to Dak. Alright, I'm going to Dak myself. I can probably discard Consume here. I'd love to find a black source. Oh, Dragon God. Dragon God is here. Alright, if I discard Consume and Kroxa, then I can escape Kroxa immediately. Red, red, black, black. Yep. Fetch. Get the other basic swamp. Red, red, black, black. Here's Kroxa, which is bigger than their creatures. Once my creatures are bigger than theirs, the momentum really shifts. I'm not scared of Den of the Bugbear anymore. How about Dak Faden, by the way? Stealing the Chrome Mox, turning off Den of the Bugbear, enabling an immediate Kroxa. I got basic lands going nuts here. Fiery Confluence deals 6, but 6 isn't 7. And they have indicated last turn they don't have the red source to make that happen. Uh-oh, floating mana. Chalice on 1. Alright, I did just discard Consume, but I don't really care about that anymore. Alright. And they're Hellbent. Alright, Kroxa, let's ride. Drown in the Lock. Drew an answer to Chalice immediately. Not sure if I even need to answer Chalice. Red. Oh, wait. Iterating has a pretty good chance. Oh, I can, if I tap my Chrome Mox, I can still Drown in the Lock. Alright. Now it's just safe. I force a negation in hand. Or do I want Punishing Fire in hand? I want Punishing Fire, I think. Yeah, I'm not really scared of their spells. Bottom, Force of Negation, exile Scalding Tarn, play the land. And that land casts Dragon God next turn. And Dak can just mill them for 2. I kind of like all the cards in my hand. Oh, here you go. Enjoy these. I don't think you play Graveyard Synergy. Please don't prove me wrong. It's 2 Chalice of the Void, get fucked. They're dead on board to Kroxa. I have a hard counter in my hand and a soft removal spell in my hand. I think we're good. I can't think of a card they could have here that beats me. And it's definitely not that one. Blue, black, counter it. GG's. We got the GG's in the chat. And the concede button has been clicked. Wow, Kroxa was pretty dope there. That's sweet as a fun of one of. Dragon God continues looming. My opponent won't know until they watch this video how close they were to feeling the wrath of Nicol Bolas twice. Anyway, we're 3-0. On to round 4. I'm on the draw in round 4 against someone with Chandra Awakened Inferno as their avatar, which obviously doesn't mean anything, but if it's Red Prison again, I don't know. I'm calling the police. I am keeping my hand, though. Just Island Ponder, Force of Will. Just this hand is good against unfair decks and fair decks. And that covers all the decks there are. Snow-covered Island probably isn't Delver. I'm going to get Volcanic Island and cast Ponder. Let's start pushing this game forward. Velocity. Drown in the Lock, another Force of Will, and basic Swamp. Alright, yeah, I'll put another Force in my hand. This makes me feel pretty safe if it's Doomsday or some shit. Island Otawara. Are you the worst 8-cast hand there's ever been? Are you some sort of Miracles deck? Here's Baleful Strix, which feels good either way. The Otawara makes me pretty happy. That means I don't really need to respect. Back to basics. All right, it looks like it is kind of a slow 8-cast hand. You know it's good against 8-cast? Olagon's Command, probably. I will start attacking. This game might come down to life points one way or the other. I mean, it's going to come down to life points, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Just may or may not actually... Okay, Hull Breacher. They can have that. I can K-command it whenever it's convenient. I'd kind of like them to commit an artifact to the board before I worry about it. But I have Snapcaster as well, so maybe it's fine. I'll take the 3. I'm just thinking, like, what if they commit to a wheel here? I don't want my mana to go unspent, but I know they'll have... Alright. Target player discards a card, deals 2 to any target. You discard and clap your Hull Breacher. This puts 2 cards in the graveyard, starts feeding Drown in the Lock. Discarded Karn the Great Creator. Cool. Never like playing against that one. Hand's a little clunky here. I think Ponder off of the Underground Sea makes sense. So I can still Drown in the Lock with my basic. Okay. Yeah, another one. I'm going to force pitching Force. Because if they force back, I can let it resolve and then Drown in the Lock. Because they'll have 3 cards in the graveyard with the Force. Brainstorm, Fatal Push. I do like all these cards. I'm going to put Brainstorm in my hand and play Mountain. And I'm just going to pass the turn. I'm going to leave Strix back to trade with a Construct if that is required. Didn't love spending that Force of Will, but I got counterspells. Or a counterspell. Once Saga resolves, Drown will be good for 4. Okay, did not even mess around with a Construct. That's not the plan. Next turn I can snap K-Command if there is a next turn, or if my cards are all the same cards next turn. They got LED. If they discard their hand here... Okay, I can counter Karn. Or I could just fight Karn on the ground. I really don't want to get my wheel spun here. But yeah, I can drown something next turn. Alright, you can have Karn. Go ahead. Chrome Mox. Uh-oh. If their last card is the Echo, I just failed to play around it entirely. Okay, they were just getting their hand empty so they could wish for something. Liquid Metal Coating, yeah, I'll counter that. And then I can snap counter. Alright. Blue, black, Drown in the Lock, that. Cat in the Hat, as they say. Does anyone say that? I don't know, I just said it. And then I'm going to snap K command. Make sure I tap correctly. Blue, colorless, black, red. Yeah, okay, that works. Kolagon's command. Dealing 2 to Karn and destroying Chrome Mox. Then Baleful Strix can attack Karn and finish it off. Destroy Chrome Mox, 2 to Karn. Splat. Attack Karn. Boom. Okay. Last turn got a little scary, but patience on the counterspell. Like, the knee-jerk to just counter any scary spell, which Karn definitely is, versus the ability to assess if you're actually dead to the scary spell, or if you can fight it in other ways, and if there's a scarier spell still lurking in the hand. All those are things to think about, and I got rewarded on that game there. Okay. Meltdown comes in. Pyroblast comes in. Null Rod's probably real good. Plague Engineer on Thopter affects some versions of this deck and isn't so good against others. We saw Narset and Hull Breacher, which means that they are more of the... We also... I guess we didn't see Days Undoing, but we did see Lion's Eye Diamonds and Karns. So this deck is still going to have Thopters in it. It just may have less than the full 8-cast deck. Engineered Explosives is good against Chalice. Dress Down, yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah, Dress Down against Constructs. All right. It's all coming together here. Punishing Fire kills most things. It pressures Planeswalkers and hits Hull Breacher. Dak Faden is really good. Consume also mops up most of the things I'm worried about here. I'm not going to try to Days Undoing the Hull Breacher deck. And I've already hit a wall here. I think Sudden Edict is kind of bad. Fatal Push, I'm kind of pivoting into Pyroblast, and like Fatal Pushing Emery is good, but that has to line up right. Drown in the Lock was really good. Oh, Dragon God, sorry, buddy. That's not it. This is not the matchup for you. This isn't a great Baleful Strix matchup either. Other than Baleful Strix is always great, because that is always true. Uh-oh. The power just went out in my house, and I'm still recording because my laptop runs on... I record on a laptop with its own power source, but... Okay, the power just came back on. Might take a minute for the Wi-Fi to come back. I'm going to pause the recording until I'm sure that I'm actually in this game. Okay, I am back in the match, but it did not accept my sideboarding choices. So this is going to be fun. Lost a few minutes on the clock. Looks like Moto's struggling to catch up here, but all right. Okay. We're back in the game. That's all that matters. Good thing we won game 1. Still a chance at a sideboard game here. Hope we don't need it. I'm going to keep this hand. It's a little slow and non-interactive, but as far as slow, non-interactive cards go, Consume and Narset are like the best two. All right, the Island Goad again. Land's not what I wanted to draw there. There's Saga. Consume lines up with Saga, usually. This is the world's most blatant Hull Breacher that I've ever seen. Fatal Push. Jeez. All right. Lots of lands. I get it. I understand. Ooh, didn't Hull Breacher. Fascinating. And just passing the turn. Fair enough. Snapcaster Mage is pretty cool. I guess this could be Force of Negation. I'm gonna fetch. Get Volcanic Island. I don't think they're gonna mess with my lands. I'm gonna fetch and get bad lands also. Just make sure my spread is here and I can cast all my spells. I'm gonna jam Narset. They can attack it with Construct Token and or Hull Breacher. Well, not and, or Hull Breacher. So Construct Token would be 2/2, then 3/3, then 4/4. If I just don't activate Narset, she's actually likely to survive the turn. Force of Negation, pitching Swansong. Okay. Fair enough. I'm not going to fight over that. I'm hoping they're on like a fair Saga plan that Consume can just bury. All right. There's Hull Breacher. That is not indicative of a fair plan. Yeah, if they just like float a colorless and get the Lion's Eye Diamond here, I'm in some trouble. Lotus Petal. Interesting. Lotus Petal does not get Echo into your graveyard. Oh, they just have Days Undoing. All right. I guess I'll let it resolve and then just see what my one card is. I'm glad I looked. Okay, on to the sideboarded games. All right, let's figure this out again. Explosives, Null Rod, Meltdown, all of the Pyroblasts, Dress Downs. Flusterstorm has some text, but I don't really love it. I'm gonna put it in the maybe pile. And then figure this out again. Kroxa, Fatal Push. Sudden Edict I cut, but it might actually be good. Like if it can clear Hull Breacher, but I need to make room for these more specific cards. Like I'm cutting maybe Answers to Hull Breacher for sure Answers to Hull Breacher. And the Days Undoing I didn't like, and the Nicol Bolas I didn't like. Plague Engineer could be relevant, but Meltdown and Consume clear out Thopters as well, so maybe Plague Engineer sucks. We got Dax still in here, Surgicals or whatever. Do I have room for the Fluster? Don't think so. Like, I want to max out fighting them on their own angle. Maybe Jace is bad against the deck with 8 Hull Breachers and Narsets. So that gives me Flusterstorm. Now that I know they have Days Undoing and Echo. Alright, yeah, this makes sense. Let's do it. Reveal my Yorion. And we've got Ponder, 5 lands, Dak. I'm going to keep. Island Ponder, baby. We haven't seen an Emery yet, but I have this clean little Caracas to answer it if they do have one. And Ponder, how about some spells? Those are spells. All right. Flusterstorm, Ponder, Force of Will in that order. I got the shields up turn 1 if I need them. I can Ponder into Flusterstorm if I think that's important. Okay, Ponder now. See what happens. This is before I can get Hull Breached. Yeah, that's fine. Couldn't play around that anyway. Here's Prismatic Vista. Flusterstorm's the top card of the deck. I do kind of want that. Okay, fetch with blue and play Mountain and Dak. Just gonna get this guy into play, start fixing my hand up, and target myself with a plus before they have 3 mana. Hull Breacher, F yeah. Put down Caracas, and I think Prismatic Vista is worse than Island. So Prismatic Vista can get Island or Swamp, depending on what's needed here. All right. I'm going to keep the Vista and hope they don't Pithing Needle me. Another Saga. Okay. Chrome Mox. All right. Are we moving in? What are we doing here? Pitching Swan Song. Playing Karn. Can I beat Karn? Probably want to force Karn. All right, fine. I'll force the Karn. Not happy about it, but it's gone. And let's see what Hull Breacher can come up with here. I'm going to play Prismatic Vista, or I'm going to cast Hull Breacher first, see if it resolves, and then I'll make decisions. Okay, target you. I'll go on discard 2 treasures mode. They discarded a Saga and a Chrome Mox, and I'll play Prismatic Vista. Do I want to put Yorion in hand? Probably. Yeah, let's just do that. While I have mana floating around. Okie dokie. A Saga is popping here. They can't draw 7 until they answer my Hull Breacher. They're going to get buried by Dak. If they have a Pithing Needle, they probably want to get it now. Alright, they're pivoting onto Construct. So if you make a Construct, get Pithing Needle, then I can't just steal the Construct. Oh, got Mox Opal. Okay. They might just not have those. Like, having Days Undoing and Echo and Swan Song, like, this is a combo deck, and I have the lock piece that their combo relies on in play. And they just packed it up. Dak Faden, too good. All right, on to the trophy round. Overcoming adversity. Acts of God here, turning off my power in the middle of sideboarding. Overcome. I'm on the play in round 5 against the person that I played against in round 1 That's weird. That usually doesn't happen in legacy queues. I'm going to keep. You can't play against the same person in a single league, or like players can't be paired against each other in a single league, but if they finish their league and then queued back in, then that might be what's going on here. They're definitely in a new league, just the way Magic Online pairs. Whether they have the same deck or not, to be determined. They were on Mono Red Prison last time I saw them, and I just shuffled into a Force. Hell yeah. Moment of Truth. Ancient Tomb still in the deck. I'm going to let Chalice resolve and hope that I draw a land in my next 2 draw steps. Like, Ponder's now an easy pitch to Force of Will. I can Punishing Fire a Goblin. Yeah, there we go. And then my plan is just Narset Days Undoing on turn 3, turn 4. Like, I don't have to counter a Blood Moon. I can kill a Rabble Master without taking any damage. Trinisphere is kind of a tilt. Yeah, I guess I'll force that one. Not gonna fetch yet. Oh, another basic island. That means I can fetch basic swamp over here. And Narset. Activate her. Sudden Edict and Dak. I'll take Sudden Edict. It's actually really close. Like, if Narset survives, it doesn't matter. If she gets hit with like a 4/3 haste, then I'd rather be able to answer that next turn. Alright, I'm going to take the Edict. Trinisphere is really good. That's one of a very small subset of cards I would have cared about in that spot. Let's hope they don't have the full curve into 4-drop haste creature. Okay, that one gets to put a point on Narset, but I do get to undo the day, take 4 cards from them. However, I'm going to have to stabilize against the Rabble Master after that. But I like my chances. And the control deck draws 7 cards. You're usually feeling okay about yourself. I guess they could go like Spirit Guide, Stomp here. Oh no, Chrome Mox. They might be... I wonder if they have a spell or if they're just insulating against the Days Undoing by getting out what they can get out right now. Right, exiled a Bone Crusher Giant, which is the card that I would have cast if I had mana here. Magus of the Moon. Oh, that's interesting. They could have stomped the Narset and chose not to do that. Alright, I can take a turn off right now to... Oh, no, I can't, because then I lose Narset. My choices are... And I'm going to play Polluted Delta anyway. I can Punishing Fire, Rabble Master, Sudden Edict, or I could just activate Narset. I have a lot of this effect in the deck. I think activating or killing Rabble Master is worth doing here. I don't care about Magus. I'm set up on that. All right, I'm actually going to chuck the Narset because they have 1 card in hand anyway, and their board is too good. So Narset's gone. Hidetsugu consumes all. That's nice. All right, I'm going to take Consume, and then I'm going to Punishing Fire the Rabble Master. And then next turn, I can... Oh, I can't Consume and Edict. All right, I'll have to Consume next turn and then Edict the turn after to clear everything. All right, they attack for 3 here. Do you have a follow-up? I hope it dies to Consume, whatever it is. Land go? Is it too much to hope? Is it too much to dream? Stomp. Okay, yeah, they have the mana to Stomp and cast the guy, so yeah, that's good. All right. Opponent is Hellbent. I can, if I draw Basic Swamp is my best draw. Oh, holy shit. 1 card out of 60, or what, out of 80. Get wrecked. All right. Had it the whole time, though. Okie dokie, artichokes. Yeah, I'm just gonna Edict now. I guess I should have waited for my turn, because I just unlocked their City of Traders and Ancient Tomb, and they were, like, pretty clearly gonna keep the bigger one. But they could have just second mained, whatever. All right, never mind. Doesn't make sense. Okay, I'm going to 8 here. Consume is going to exile graveyards right now. All right, didn't draw a removal spell. I can put Yorion in my hand and hope I'm not dead. 1, 2, 3. Yorion's in my hand. I am at 4 on the board. Next turn, I will have 2 creatures in play that can tangle with Bone Crusher. But I do have to get to next turn for that to matter. Dead to Fiery Confluence. Dead to Fire Fist Squad. They had another Stomp into Bone Crusher. Okay, I'm at 2. I can tangle with these guys. Like, both of them I can trade off with. Alright, 3/3 creature and 4/5 creature versus 4/3s. Oh, baby. There's Narset. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe next turn. I can't play this Scalding Tarn. I don't have 2 life to work with. Do not flicker anything, and hope they have nothing. That's the plan here. Your hand is blank. Meow. Let's have like 2 Blood Moons over there. Oh, Fury. Yeah, I'm dead to that. Okay, you got me. Maybe they'll stack the triggers wrong. Or the trigger wrong. That was a really interesting game. Dying with Narset Days Undoing in hand in 6 mana. Feels bad. But, yeah, they sequenced well. Figured it out. You did it. I gave up my game on the play. They broke serve on me. That's rough. We've done this a few times now. 3 red prisons in the same league. Welcome to whatever this is. Dragon God. I do like Kroxa. I've played this match 3 times and forget how I sideboarded. I like the consumes. Oh, Dak was not great. And need all the forces. I kind of want the Fatal Pushes. I mean, Fatal Push is the worst removal spell in the deck, but it is still a removal spell. I'm pretty into Kroxa. Not gonna lie. It might just be another Dak. Just 3 of the 3 clunkiest planeswalkers for cleaner answers to stuff. And this makes sense to me. Let's do it. Okay, I have Force of Will. I'm gonna keep this. I can answer Chalice easily. I'm soft to Blood Moon, but I have Force. I can get up to the Strix. Good. They have to have a really explosive opener and a follow-up. Because this hand can ignore a lot. I can ignore Chalice. I can not quite ignore Rabble Master. Iteration, land. Okay, I will leave these as I found them. Gonna have to spend a Force of Will on a Blood Moon effect because my deck is not ready to play against that. Or my hand is not ready to play against that. My deck is well set up for Blood Moon, but not what I'm currently doing. Okay, they mulled to 5 and started with Chalice. That one I can ignore. That's what I'm talking about with ignorable threats. And I'm gonna Strix. Now I have Rabble Master, like, at least acknowledged, if not... It's not beat, because they could just send the tokens in every turn without attacking with the actual Rabble. Den of the Bugbear. Oh wow, pass the turn. I like that. Okay, deal. Expressive Iteration has to hit a land for me to get 2 cards here. Explosives on 0 is also in the deck. I think I need to iterate here, though. Like, Dak... My hand is already full of good cards. Yeah, I'm going to iterate. They can stomp my Strix in response and then attack with Den in the future. I kind of like force pitching Dak here. Iteration found not only a land, but a basic land and also explosives. Okay, I'm going to put the explosives in my hand. Though Strix is really good. But explosives, I already have the Chalice answered, and... Alright, I'm going to put Strix in my hand. Explosives on the bottom, exile Prismatic Vista. And just pass the turn. I'm leaving Strix back. They would need to come up with a lot of mana very quickly in order to activate this Den. But yeah, I'm still leaving Strix back. And even though Chalice costs 0, you have to Meltdown for X equals 1, or else the Chalice will counter the Meltdown. That's a thing. Okay. You have this Legion War Boss now. I am not going to interact with this. I'm at 19 life. That's plenty. That's a lot of basic lands. I can Expressive Iteration again. I can Iteration and Strix this turn. Yeah, I just want to keep pulling ahead. Alright, Punishing Fire. Or I could put Grove in my hand. Oh, it doesn't matter. Does it matter? I'm not fetching basic mountain. I'm not wasting. All right, yeah, Grove and Fire are the two cards that I'm using this turn. So put Fire in my hand. See on the bottom, exile Grove, play Grove. Okay. Now I'm ready to fire them next turn. If they pass priority, I'm gonna fetch basic Swamp and fire the War Boss. 4 mana. Everything horrifying in their deck costs 4. Destroy target artifact and deal 2 to me a bunch of times. Yeah, story checks out. Gonna fetch basic Swamp and kill the War Boss, like I said I would. I keep my promises, especially when they involve me stabilizing the board. You're fired. I go to 12 here. And Punishing Fire is actually insane against a large amount of their deck. Snapcaster Mage. Don't think it's time for that yet. What does Snapcaster do? Not much. All right. I'm going to play Strix. And then I can rebuy Punishing Fire and cast it. I will trade Strix for this Goblin. Though, no, I won't. What the hell am I talking about? I can fire the Goblin basically for free. I'll take 1 from the Goblin, leave the Strix for future Giants. Can afford to take the 1 here. In the end step, they didn't play a spell. Doesn't mean they don't have one. Could be Stomp. Be a little surprised if there was Graveyard Hate. Okay, yeah, it is Stomp. Yeah, that's going to happen. Then Punishing Fire. Yes, use the ability. And then fire the Goblin. Then I can play Narset, and I'm still holding up Punishing Fire for Den of the Bugbear. Oh, and the one they don't know about. Narset. Activate. Found Ponder, which does not get through the Chalice, but I've had the Chalice answered for the entire game. Next turn, I can snap Force. Like, I'm actually at 7 mana already. Which doesn't fully address this Bone Crusher Giant. Bone Crusher Giant's really good. This card has been a problem the entire time against all of my opponents who've had it. Alright, you can gain a life. I'll get back my fire. I'm taking 4 from Bone Crusher anyway, so I can just target it with fire twice if I don't find a better answer. I could also drown it in the lock. Right, Narset, let's go. Oh no! Alright, that's happened twice this league. Incinerate the deck. Okay, I can Meltdown for 1, removing Chalice, Ponder, and I can still drown in the lock and Punishing Fire. Yeah, I like that. Red, black. Meltdown for X is 1, then Ponder. Sudden Edict, F yeah. That's the sauce. Get rid of your Bone Crusher immediately. And I have Den covered with Punishing Fire. I probably could have tapped better on that Sudden Edict. Maybe not. I don't know. Could I have left up blue? This is also a 2/2 creature. When it attacks, exile the top card of your library. Alright. Yeah, this is a 2/2 creature. Punishing Fire, finally fucking delivering. This card has fallen out of favor in Legacy in recent years, and it's because it doesn't line up with the threats, but this is an older deck. And it lines up extremely well here. Okay, I can Snap Ponder. I can Brainstorm, see what happens. I could just sit on my P-Fires. I could put Yorion in hand. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, if I put Yorion in hand, I can still fire and drown. Yeah, that's plenty. Then Yorion can reset Narset, and then we're cooking. I could also snap Sudden Edict and then flicker Snapcaster with Yorion next turn. Fury. Yeah, oh, that can kill Narset. That's disappointing. I'll just drown it. Black, blue. Because drowning this gives me Snap Drown next turn. Yeah, no problem. Volcanic Island to get in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. If I Yorion, then I can't Snap Drown. What 2 cards am I worried about over there? I could Snap Iteration right now, but then I don't have Drown, and I already played my land because I wasn't thinking about it. Yeah, I think I need to just pass the turn again. Like, giving them any window to do anything is how I lose this game. Like, right now I'm completely in control of what's in play and what might be in their hand. Okay, I'm gonna buy back Punishing Fire. I might have had a window to do that last turn that I forgot about. And I could start firing them like old Miracle style, or old Lands versus Miracle style. I think holding on to them for Brainstorms is probably better. Ponder, let's go. Force of Negation and Jace. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put Jace in my hand. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Brainstorm with Jace. This gives me a land and Force of Negation. Basic land's pretty hot. Do I need 2 P-Fires? I'll leave one of them on top in case I decide I want it. Play blue to Delta, which can get Basic Swamp or Basic Island. This game brought to you entirely by Punishing Fire. Activating Den. They're finally in the fuck it YOLO mode. So they realize they're not winning a game against Jace and need to just hope I mess up. Oh, what's this? Oh, you're just not in the right phase. Okay. Punishing Fire. Get rid of that, please. Jace the Mind Sculptor. Making people play bad. Not that they played bad, but forcing bad decisions, I should say. Okay, I'm gonna start going upstairs with Jace. Fire Fist Squad, what is that? Fire Flux Squad. I'll put that on the bottom. That's one of the few cards I care about. I could just double fire it, but I could also just not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm actually at Snap Drown mana. So I'm going to get Yorion down and try to end this game faster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Snap Drown. Yeah, okay, that works. Exile Narset. Comes back immediately, and I have a bigger creature than most of the things they can come up with. And I can counter any spell in their deck. They have 8 cards in the graveyard. That's too many. I don't care about any creatures. Definitely not that one. Yeah, you got that. They are being smart, making me play this out. I'm at 10 minutes on my clock, and this game is taking a long time. And I keep giving them life. Plus you with Jace. There's that squad thing again. No, I have double Punishing Fire. I can handle that. Narset. Missed again. She's really bad at that. And I'm going to start winning the game with Narset here. Or Yorion, whoever this is. Gotta read what this card even does. When it attacks, exile another target attacking creature you control. Alright, it doesn't even do anything on its own. Alright. Dies to Punishing Fire, is what you're saying. I could also just kill them with Punishing Fires. If I ignore this thing, like, go ahead, kill Narset. Yeah, just in the interest of the clock, I'm gonna let Narset die and just fire their face. Just taking no more game actions unless they are dealing damage directly to my opponent. You got a 4-5, might as well use it. Okay, we're down to a final Game 3 situation for the trophy. They have the Fireflux squads, which I don't think anything specifically changes about. Like, I left in all my pushes and edicts. Consume still good. Yeah, I mean, this all looks good to me. And Hullbreacher is much worse without 3 Dax in the deck, because it's just the Days Undoing that combos with it. Is Dak a better card on its own than Hullbreacher, I guess is the question. And maybe. Hullbreacher can just trade with a Rabble Master, but Dak actually provides selection and does stuff on its own. Right, I'm bringing a Dak back in. Final answer. 10 minutes to win. One more game for the trophy. Alright, I got Force of Will. I have the wrong basic land. I am going to keep this, though. If they put me in a position where I have to Force of Will, I'm actually in a lot of trouble, though, because the card that keeps me digging in this game is also my only blue card. They kept 6 in the opener. By Punishing Fire for the first Rabble Master. I love when they land go. Come on, basic land. Okay, jamming this Ponder. Let's figure this out before it's too late. Okay, Scalding Tarn, Underground Sea Badlands. I like all of those. Well, I like one of those, and I have to take the other ones with it. All right, what do we got in the 3-drop slot? If it's a goblin, I'll just kill it. If it's a giant, I'll just kill it. All right. I'm gonna have to deal with the token eventually, but I have Punishing Fire for the Rabble Master. And fetch for basic island. Moto's being super laggy on me right now, and it's honestly stressing me out because my clock and every decision matters. Like, I can't afford a misclick here. What do we got? What do we got? Layla. I don't have a way to put a... I'm not going to Force of Will this. I'm going to Expressive Iteration, try to hit a fetch land, and Fatal Push her. We get to Exile, which makes Layla a 3/3. Exiled Mountain. Hit a card that they could actually play. Disappointing. Layla's scary enough just as a magic card, and then when she actually draws cards, it's rough. I need my deck to produce a fetch land here. I have played with fire. I know that I have. But you gotta play to win. Fetch land. Not a fetch land. Alright, let's go. Expressive Iteration, help me out here. Find that fetch land. Oh, Caracas. Layla's a legend. I'll take that. That's awkward. Yep. Alright, Snapcaster in my hand. Underground Sea on the bottom. Exile Caracas. Caracas finally finds a target in this league. As awkward as this could be. So this Den of the Bugbear is getting scary. Fatal Push can take out Den next turn. Caracas will keep Layla at bay forever. Or at least till they find a Blood Moon. Snapcaster is a blue card for Force of Will in case I need to do that. And Snapcaster is a Snapcaster if I don't have to force. Okay, so beginning of combat is when you bounce Layla. Where they can't replay her and she hasn't exiled a card yet. That might be better than finding a fetch land. That was great. Blood Moon. Am I ready for this? Okay. It's in. I could force it, but I have Snapcaster. Like, I need a black mana, but I got stuff going on here. I can snap Expressive Iteration. If nothing else looks better this turn. Layla's basically a free lunch for this Chrome Mox at this point. Oh wait, no it's not, because Caracas is a mountain. No, Layla would be a terrible pitch. Oh, pitch Layla anyway. They have Stomp. I think that's the only reason they would do that in that order. Okay, I'm gonna snap Expressive Iteration, but not this turn. I'm gonna basic island. I'm gonna get Yorion. That's what I'm gonna do. Which gives me 8 cards in hand. I can discard basic island. I have enough of, or basic mountain. I have enough of those. Yorion being a 4/5 is pretty nice. It's also a blue card if I need that. If I decide that Snapcaster is better than Yorion. They turned off their Den of the Bugbear with Blood Moon. Oh, they had a second Layla. That's why they went with that. I definitely have to fight over this one. And I think force pitching Yorion is the play. I think Snapcaster will be better as Snapcaster. They're down to 3 cards in hand. That is still a lot of scary things that could come out of there. Basic Swamp. Meltdown doesn't really help. Okay. Snapcaster, Iteration. We are digging for swamps. Red, blue. Force of Will in my hand. Punishing Fire into the deck. Days Undoing in exile. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to cast that. Down and dirty, naked. Days Undoing. I could Meltdown for 0, destroy the Chrome Mox, but I think I can find a better spot for that. My shields are all the way down. I have Force, but no blue card. Play an artifact. Play Trinosphere or something. Something I don't care about or I can kill incidentally. Yeah, this was a really good Blood Moon. It's turning off Punishing Fire, Caracas, the black removal spells in my hand. Impressive stuff. Next turn I'm holding up Force. I can hardcast Force, but I don't... It won't help if I'm too far behind. I hope this is Spirit Guide. Please cast Spirit Guide. They've tapped and untapped their lands a bunch of times. It's like they're trying to decide what they actually want to do here. I'm not going to trade Snapcaster for Goblin Token, because if I do that and they have Rabble Master next turn... Actually, does that even matter? Now, I can get hit by Goblin 4 times before it does the same damage as Chump Blocking Bone Crusher once. But if they stomp... Uh-oh, they pitched a Spirit Guide. If they stomp Snapcaster, then play Bone Crusher, that's actually rough. Shit. That is exactly what they did. Basic Swamp could still start to get me out of this, but it's getting ugly. Oh, 3-ball. Okay, deal. Deal. That lets me cast Force of Will on your Bone Crusher Giant. And you can't double spell because of your Trinisphere. This basically buys me a turn. If they had slammed the Bone Crusher, it would have been way worse for me than this Trinisphere. Instead of a 2-turn clock, I'm on a 10-turn clock. And the Trinisphere dies to my Meltdown as soon as I feel like it anyway. Force of Will, this thing. And we go to my turn. Come on, Basic Swamp. Force of Negation. All right. The game continues. 1, 2, 3, 4... Meltdown for X equals 3. That kills the Trinisphere and the Chrome Mox, conveniently leaving up enough mana for Force of Negation, which they have a very creature-heavy deck, so Force of Negation might not even find a target. But it's better than nothing. This Goblin might actually kill me, though. Just coast to coast. 10-turn clock. I would rather bleed out slowly to the Goblin than die immediately to another Bone Crusher. Oh my god. They spent 4 mana. Please be Chandra. Please be Chandra. Please be Chandra. Oh, yeah. Found a target. They pitched Spirit Guide to do this. Which, casting Spirit Guide would have done more damage. It's no way for them to know that, but it's funny that it's true. And I have just drifted under 5 minutes on the clock. I'm full F6 now. Alright, come on. Swamp or Jace or Narset. Something that plays here. Dak. The second Blood Moon, okay. Come on. Deck. Oh god, now I can't F6. I am as worried about the clock as the Goblin. What is this? Don't care. Another Force. Alright. Goblin still coming in. Come on, Dak Faden. Brainstorm. Alright. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Put back these black cards that are no good. And pass the turn. Hullbreacher can actually race this opponent as a creature. I think I'm just going to slam it right now. It taps me out of Force, but I'm going in. I don't really have time to fuck around. Like literal 4 minutes on the clock. Block. And if I can just tempo them out with my Force and Hullbreacher now, that can actually be a real game plan. Don't stomp me, bro. My Days Undoing is exiled. That's gone. What is this? What is it? Oh, 3 mana to cast Chrome Mox. Fucking deal. Pitching Spirit Guide. Setting up a 4-drop for next turn, which I can tempo through with my Forces. Right, I'm going to attack. I only have 2 colors of mana for Engineered Explosives, so I can't sweep out the Blood Moons. And I can't Explosives for 0, because I have to spend red mana on it, or blue mana. Force of Will. Get that out. And they're currently Hellbent. We could do this. It could happen. Just got through the Brainstorm. Coming in for another 3. Just draw a couple lands in a row and we're good. Or some redundant Blood Moons. Some redundant Trinispheres. No, stop casting spells. I think I would let them have that. Oh wait, no I wouldn't. It has haste. My opponent is tilting off in the chat. It's turn 14. Come on, homie. You're still ahead in this game, too. Dak Faden. Narset, okay. Let's go, let's go. Narset, find something good. Brainstorm, alright. I'm not going to brainstorm, or I am going to brainstorm now. Found the basic, are you shitting me? Okay. They're going to be extra mad now. I hope they watch this video later. Please don't draw the Fiery Confluence. Fireflux Squad. It resolved. How happy they are. JK. Bang. Grixis Control. Okay. Draw for turn. Activate Narset. Come on, Moto. Don't lag on me now. I'll take a Brainstorm. And attack for 3. I think Dak target them is the play. Because I can get a bunch of colored mana that way. Alright. You do that. I get 2 colored mana. I can play a Strix. And another land, and all right, go. All right, please don't kill me. 1, 2, 3. I do have mana to brainstorm into Force if they have the Fiery Confluence, which I think is the only card that beats me. Oh, yeah. A trophy with Yorion Grixis. Put that one on the fridge. Turns out, if we learned anything from this league, it's that Yorion Grixis is really good against mono red prison, which we played against 3 of our 5 rounds somehow. But we did play against 2 other decks too. And this was just awesome Grixis Control. We beat an Uro deck. It was kind of a weird Uro deck, not really a dedicated like Uro control deck, but an Uro deck all the same. We beat 8 cast, which is a tough... that wasn't 8 cast, never mind. We beat Mono Blue Echo. That's actually what they were doing, which I think might be scarier than 8 cast for this build of the deck, because we have so many dress downs and sweepers and stuff that 8 cast might actually be a better deal, but still made it happen. Honestly, between the power outage, the moto lag, and just the length of this league and overall, my brain is fried right now. I am not gonna... I can feel that I'm not really coherent for a debrief. I love the Days Undoing. I love the Narset, the Hull Breacher. I like having a combo killing Grixis, even if it's just the one Days Undoing. And Dak was sweet. Punishing Fire was sweet. Every card in this deck, except for Nicol Bolas Dragon God, got a chance to shine in this league. And not for lack of trying. I played suboptimally on purpose in one of the matches to try to get Nicol Bolas Dragon God into play. But every other card came up, and this was sweet. I'm going to leave it there because my brain is a complete pile of goo. PJ Sandwich, thank you for asking me to play this. Everyone else, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon. I'll see you in the Discord. Let's talk about this and what other crazy shit is going on the channel lately. I'm out.